Well, we're putting the rear Koni shocks in this 944 here, and I just wanted to show you something that can be a little dangerous, so I don't want you to get tripped up by it when you're doing stuff like this. This car is now got a pretty stiff suspension on it, so what's going to happen is you need to raise the rear control arm to get the bottom of the shock to go into the part where it threads into the control arm right there. You see the bottom of this side, there's a boss right there, and it's threaded, and the long bottom bolt of the shock goes through it. We're working on the other side right now, and as you can see over there, the suspension has to go up, probably an inch for it to be lined up with that shock bolt hole. Well, what's going to happen is we jack it up. Jack it down a little bit first. There we go. So we jack it up. The suspension's going to compress a little bit. And then, oh, look at that, we're jacking and the control arm's not going anywhere relative to the shock. So what this just did was it lifted the weight off of that jack stand there. So no matter how more you jack this up, you're just going to increase the chances of the thing falling off of the 4 jack stands. So we're going to try something else. I mean, the other thing we can do is stack up some wood under the studs for the wheels and try to jack it up there, because the control arm has more leverage against the torsion bar when you have it, out further away from it. So we're going to try to do that. Okay, we tried it this way and it ain't working. We've got still, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch to go there before that hole lines up. We've got it up pretty far, a little precarious. So that jack stand is a good 2 inches up. The one in the front on the driver's side is also an inch or 2 up. So right now it's sitting on that jack stand over there, the jack stand over on the other side of the rear, hopefully, and this jack. And I jacked it up further than I thought I would possibly ever be brave enough to do, and it ain't going. So the solution is going to have to be, once the car is done, you get it back down on the ground. You might have to roll it around a little bit, jump up and down on the back bumper or something to settle the torsion bars down a little bit so you can get those bolts in. But they ain't going in today. Okay, for attaching these rear shocks, we got one more trick we can try. So, if you're familiar with the back of one of these cars, these 2 big bolts connect the basically the end of the torsion bar to the control arm. And this one has a big eccentric on it, which is what allows you to raise and lower the ride height of the rear of the car. It's got a really big nut on this side, and if we can get this loose enough, we might be able to temporarily tweak it to the point where we can get the control arm to come up high enough to get this here shock bolt in that there hole. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go set you up on the other side of the car underneath there, and we'll do it in fast motion. Well, okay, enough on fast motion here, but as you can see, we got the shock bolt in by doing that little trick. The problem we're having now is getting the ride height adjusted back to where it was. But it's kind of hard without a lot of weight in the car. So basically, if you look up in here, see, they are the scribed lines that we put in there when we had the suspension apart. And as you can see, this is lowered pretty far right now. So we got to get this eccentric here. This is an eccentric bolt to spin the right way, but these torsion bars are really stiff, so you don't want to do it without a lot of help. So So we're going to leave it like that for right now. We'll just do the other side, and that way we'll have the shocks bolted on, and we'll adjust the ride height and everything when the car is together, I guess.